got a matter of hand motion I would like to move, if that's okay. I'd like to move that the committee classify as public the redacted copy of CIF agreement number 813-816251 and amendment agreement number 1 and amendment agreement number 2.
Great. All right. Did you wish to speak on that? I have speaking list. I have Mr. Seaback and Ms. Khalid.
Yeah, absolutely. I would just like to make a couple of remarks on it because, you know, we had Stellantis come here and say that all the redactions are for the commercially sensitive information, and we've had this confirmation from, you know, these folks here today, but also last week that it's the commercially sensitive information that is redacted, and you know, the minister has been clear that she is going to, or that she is suing Stellantis, and we know that when in court proceedings that these types of things will be made public anyway. So I think that it's only reasonable for the document to be made public. But of course, I'm only asking for the redacted copy. I'm not asking for the unredacted copy.
Mr. Seaback.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I think a summary of what we've heard at committee so far is very important and relevant to why this motion should be supported, and I hope it's going to be supported unanimously by all parties. What we heard very clearly when Stellantis was here is that the whole contract isn't commercially sensitive. That's on the record. That's what the Stellantis representatives said when they were at committee. I then asked her if all of the commercially sensitive materials had been redacted in the redacted version of the contract that we received. And she said, yes, that is what has happened. And we know that these redactions are what the Government of Canada would consider to have been commercially sensitive because they were the ones that did the redactions. We've now figured that out. We heard it was a collaborative thing, but no. In fact, it was the department that did the redactions, and clearly they would have redacted what was ever considered to be commercially sensitive to the government. So what we have now is a document that is not, the commercially sensitive parts of that document are not going to be available to the public. And I will echo what Mr. Patzer said. As a former litigation lawyer, what I can tell you is this. The minister says she's going to sue Stellantis. As part of that lawsuit, the first stage of that is going to be the drafting of the pleadings. And in the pleadings, they are required to outline their case. And in those pleadings, outlining their case will include citing sections of the contract that they are relying on for the breach. This would include things like the job guarantee, because the minister is alleging that that was breached. If you're going to allege the jobs guarantee was breached, you're going to have to cite that section of the contract in your pleadings. So that is going to be public shortly, as the minister has said that she is going to sue Stellantis. As you move on in a lawsuit, you move to documentary production. And given that this is the document that the lawsuit is based on, this document will be produced through the documentary production process. Lawsuits are public. That's how our lawsuits work in this country. So this document in its entirety without redactions will likely be produced in the lawsuit. So what we're asking for the committee to do now is release the redacted version which protects all of the alleged commercially sensitive material. So you have to ask yourself, why would this not be supported? I suspect my colleagues across the way are not going to support this motion, and you have to ask yourself why, right? So if the government itself redacted what they thought was commercially sensitive, Stellantis has said the commercially sensitive materials have been redacted. The only thing they're trying to do by not releasing these documents is to protect themselves from the embarrassment of what's in the contract. So I want to be very clear with Canadians on this. This contract is an embarrassment, and these Liberals are going to probably seek to stop the production of this contract to protect themselves from some of the very embarrassing decisions they made in the contract. They're probably going to filibuster this motion, hoping that the Christmas adjournment will come and that they can once again hide the details of this contract from Canadians. On that, Mr. Chair, I would suggest that if they do decide to filibuster, if the Liberals do decide to filibuster to block the release of this contract to protect themselves, perhaps we should extend the meeting on Thursday. I'd be more than happy to sit till midnight or later in order to get this document released. I leave that in your discretion. And with that, Mr. Chair, I am urging my colleagues from the Liberal Party to not hide this contract from Canadians and agree with this motion. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I have Ms. Khalid.
Thank you. Thank you,
the
Chair.
speaking list is open. Go ahead, ma'am. Sorry.
Thank you, Chair. To be clear, work always comes first. I am more than happy, and I know my colleagues are also more than happy to sit for as long as we need, for whatever day it is, to make sure that the work of this committee gets done, to make sure that Canadians are well served. Absolutely not a problem. I just had a question, and actually, before I get to my question, I want to be very clear. I think all members on this committee have provided effective scrutiny as to what has happened here. I don't think any of us have been defending anything. We have been fulfilling our duty and our role as members of the mighty Ogo. And making sure that government is held to account, to make sure that in the future that we do governance better, that we enter into contracts better as well. As members may know, we agreed to make sure that we had this meeting today on the topic that it was today. So I think it's very disingenuous for members to make accusations against other members on this committee about their intentions. Mm-hmm. With that, I just wanted to seek a point of clarification from you, Chair. I know that one of the Conservative members had moved a motion on December 4th, and I just wanted to know, how is it different from what Mr. Patzer has moved today as a matter at hand? And then also, what happens to that motion if we dispose of this today? I mean, I would think that it's basically the same thing from my understanding.
It wasn't moved. It was only read into the record, so it's not moved. So that's kind of moot point.
Is it the same motion, Chair?
It's different, but
It sounded the same. But
Can it be circulated?
Yeah, can we circulate what exactly Mr. Patzer has moved today?
do you have that in writing?
Just to understand.
But it's regardless. It's not because that one wasn't moved. It's not the same. So normally the rules are you can't bring in the same one.
Chair, so the only, I'm not questioning whether that can come or go or what have you. I just wanted to know, does this then remain on notice for members to move at a later time, or if this motion today is passed, that it would then become moot?
Oh, thank you.
Probably, well, I would assume it becomes moot because I can't imagine if this one passes someone else moving it, but because it's on notice, it can be moved, I assume.
Yeah. Because basically the same, but that's it, Chair. I don't have any other remarks. Thank you.
Right. Seeing no one else on the list, we'll call for a vote, please.
Mr. Gasparro?
Yes.
Ms. Khalid?
Yes.
Madame Rochefort?
Oui.
Ms. Sodds?
Yes.
Ms. Bloch?
Absolutely.
Ms. Jansen?
Yes.
Mr. Patzer?
Yes.
Monsieur Lemire?
En faveur.
Yeas pour 8, 8, and nays contre 0, 0.
Passes.